Alrighty, I'm finally here, folks. Also, I did do some progress on Power World as well, but it's not something that I would honestly show on screen because it's not really that special. It's just a lot of resource timers that you gotta go through. Although it could go faster if you have more help, but I don't think it would change things too much. But right now we're gonna focus on Final Fantasy XIV, which has been a while since I've actually shown you this game on screen, but finally got this new patch finally. Give me a second here. So here we go. We're gonna try to play Final Fantasy XIV again, and this time I got everything ready to go. So here we go. Let's do it. Now let's see if we can have a little bit of fun. So here we go. We are back in Final Fantasy XIV, and I believe I got everything set here. There's two things that's new that I'm checking out personally. I have done all the society quests. Every single one. It's not that bad. It just takes time to do. Now we're gonna do the two quests we're gonna do the Ally Society quest here, and I believe we're gonna be doing Hildebrand as well. So when it comes to other games, I'm not really sure what other games we should do. Haven't been in a rush to do Jackbox because it's been a while since I've done that. There's also Tekken 8, which I think has gotten better, I guess. I don't know. There's also Subnautica. There's also Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I'm not really sure if I should do, since I've already completed Final Fantasy VII Remake. Got caught up with the story and all that, so who knows? It's still pretty pricey right now. But anyway, we're going back to Final Fantasy XIV right now, and let's see what kind of story we're gonna get after doing those 3 society quests. It's basically just having a vacation. Here we go. Why, if it isn't our special advisor, to be pleased to know that business is booming at the Toronto Travel Agency. Scarcely had the time to rest my feathers, in fact. But what about you? How goes the adventuring profession? It's been very slow, honestly. Anyway, it could be worse. I'm glad to hear you're keeping busy. As the agency's reputation grows, we find ourselves with more and more customers from distant lands. But the challenge catering experiences for each of them. That reminds me. Because I said we should discuss a certain matter with you. In a moment, could you stop by the eatery? Okay. Ian Liplo must want you to be part of this new plan they're cooking up. Now I should go greet the newest arrivals. It's always a pleasure to see you. Okay. They finally changed the NPCs where they don't walk like this in the previous expansions. I don't know if they fixed it, but in the previous expansions they walk like this. Like this. That doesn't look natural. At least they're walking like this now. Much smoother. It's doesn't really change gameplay that much, but it's noticeable, especially if you've seen it enough times, especially for the main story. Yeah, this game is, you know, now that I think about it, if you compare all the content that Final Fantasy XIV has to offer, it has a lot more polish than Power World. I don't think Power World was done on a huge budget, so that's why there isn't as much polish. And in this game, it doesn't use Unreal Engine, but it's still pretty good. I don't think it's just the game engine, but it also comes down to the people that program it and, you know, spent the time designing each of these worlds and these locations. Everything. There are locations in this game that still stand out to me, even after all these years. Say what you want about the story, but at least the locations in this game really stand out. And it looks good too on high settings if you can handle it on PC. Not to mention, this game you can also be played on consoles too, with crossplay, which is nice. And where are we going? I'm walking the wrong way. Yep, I'm going the wrong way. But you know, I'm still just having fun exploring here. As long as you can play 60 FPS or more, you're fine with this game. You're still gonna get slowed down if you got lots of players in one area, though. And I still pressed the wrong button. Also, I got 17 million gil. I've been very careful not to spend any of it. I only use it to buy things that I absolutely need. Also, I'm keep limiting the FPS to this game to around 80 frames. 80 frames is more than I need in this game. Yeah, everything in this game when it comes to environments and the looks, it really is polished. Unreal Engine has... I don't know about you, but Unreal Engine 5 seems to struggle loading objects and details in the distance. This game looks way better by comparison. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if there are some objects and details at distance that don't render properly, but it's not so bad in this game. Unreal Engine 5, especially Power World, is very noticeable, to say the least. Alright, what do we got this time? Everything in this game looks good, even after all these years. So, for now, it might be best for you to start preparing the ingredients. Can you manage? May end up being quite the guest list. The more the merrier. Speaking of which, the guest of honor graces us with his presence. Been keeping busy? A lot, actually. Why, hello, what brings you to the travel agency this day? Well, we got our customary Alliance Society quest as usual. I see. Well, it was fortunate you entered Jilajali. There is indeed a certain matter we'd like to discuss with you. You see, we've heard from our customers and fellow merchants about recent developments in both Dokkabacha and Mamuk. Seems both settlements have been revitalized by ambitious new ventures. Apparently these endeavors flourish thanks in part to the tireless contributions of a lone traveler, whose many skills help pave the way from shaky beginnings to steadfast success. As I heard more and more of these stories, I became certain of who this lone traveler was. I believe he stands before me now, in fact. I sort of remember. Yes, we did all of that. Yes, we did all of that. At least the game acknowledges that you did all of that. I've been busy, I admit it. Yes, we've been very busy. I knew it. I couldn't imagine no one else as I heard of the traveler's many selfless feats. Glad to know it was you. Now, I'm certain you were the right man for a little task I need help with. Do you mind delivering 2 missives for me? I'm hoping to reach out to people in charge of these new ventures at Zergated, the Open Armed, and Goma, if I remember correctly. Looking to expand the offerings of the travel agency? Not yet. Not yet. Before such consideration, I feel there's something we should all do together first. My inner abacus is telling me there is no better time to grasp this opportunity than now. We're planning to propose a little venture. Joint venture is all. For now, though, we have to keep the details close to the chest. Sorry for the secrecy, but believe me when I say it'll benefit everyone involved. What kind of a cutscene we're gonna get for payoff after all of this? I knew we could count on you. Yeah, let's see what kind of a payoff we're gonna get. I suppose it only makes sense to visit the closer destination first. The Open Arm. While you're taking care of that, will be our own preparations. Farewell for now. Yeah, each of these characters have their own little gimmick. Although it does get a little bit more anime-like past Heavensward, though. Slowly but surely over time. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I do notice that each of these zones do get laggy if there are a lot of players. But it could be worse. If you got like 20 players, 30, 40 players in one zone, oh yeah. It not only causes the server to struggle, but also everyone's performance goes down too. But that's unavoidable at this point. Ah, it's good to see. How could you learn Hannigan? Hannigan? Well, we got ourselves an invitation because, yeah. A letter from the Turali Travel Agency. Let me see. Have you by chance read this letter? No. I thought so. Then I shall keep the surprise. I meant it to make him a surprise that Liplo considers you her special advisor, no? Then I suppose there's no need for you to read that letter after all. Certainly not. In any case, I think I shall read the rest of the letter together with Vergur. In the meantime, you should go speak with Royer Gurterte. Spirits ask daily when you'll come and play with them. They'll be overjoyed to see you. It's been a while since we've done any of these society quests. And each of these locations at least have something to show for it. Yeah. At least the locations in this game don't have trouble rendering, especially distant objects. Obviously, each one is disinstanced and have a particular zone, but at least it doesn't have the Unreal Engine 5 issues. Now, what game shall we play next? Oh, Spirit's energy is boundless. Look, the crafty one has come. Indeed he has. Here to play with the spirits? Your torture's joy reflects my own. It is always an honor to meet with a hero of your pedigree. The hands can always use the aid of one such as you. I guess. You're here to deliver a letter from the Turali Travel Agency? They've become the talk of Turals of late, and you say you're their special advisor? You do get around, don't you? Yet you have not read the letter yourself. Curious. Given the agency's purpose, perhaps they intend to cooperate with the Yokoi to attract more sightseers to this place. If that were the case, surely they would have come themselves. I recall the concern is managed by the self-same siblings who oversaw the Apaka wool-bidding emporium. I know they prefer face-to-face business dealings. That being said... With the lion's share of the restoration work finished, many of the artisans are eager to start their next project. Such a proposal could provide opportunity and breathe even more life into Carpacha. You know not what business and project mean. Are you saying more little people like you will come? Well, it's not too soon to say for certain. If that were the case, however, would you greet them happily? You would. More people means more friends to play with. Together we can remember all the friends who came before. Oh, I see. Even the spirits have taken the Yokoi way of thinking. Nothing could make me happier. If you play more, then more snow will fall. The frost blooms will blossom and everyone will smile. I will smile too, yes. Remember not to freeze everyone solid. What do you mean, Violet didn't have the answer, crafty one? You do not know this? We must be wary of you. Maybe crafty one needs to be reminded why we are here. Will you play with us? I don't think you can refuse, nor you do wish to. If pressing matters pertain to ourselves, but it's simply to deny. Impossible to deny or attend. To be honest, the two of us have been hard-pressed to keep up with the spirits during their games. If you're on our side, perhaps the odds will even out. Let's talk more playing! I wonder what kind of a cutscene we're gonna do here. Again, cutscenes are not a problem, especially if it serves its purpose. Oh. Oh, it's fade to black and fade back in. Got it. That was so much fun! Didn't get you would. Still drenched. So long as you're satisfied, I'm glad to risk a little frostbite. Well played, everyone. After all that, perhaps some time to warm up and rest would be well advised. For I surely read the letter by now, so why don't you return to shelter? Well, it better be good. Get back again, crafty one. We'll be waiting. Okay. I wonder what kind of frosty games they were playing. I can tell by the snow in your clothes that you indulge the spirit's playful whims. Hope that you look forward to visiting as much as we look forward to welcoming you. Now, I believe we have kept you waiting for long enough. You're curious about the letter, yes? Nick Blue wrote of our plans for the future. Sounds marvelous, so you could please tell her that I would be honored to be a part of it. Unfortunately, unable to share any more than that. Your curiosity must be eating away at you. Rest assured everything will be made clear soon enough. Judging by what I read, it seems your destination is Kokomi Mamuk. May your travels be swift. As for myself, preparation must be made for Liplu's endeavor. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay. I haven't done the additional content in this game personally, but at least it's time. It's at least something you can kill time with when you don't have the main story to do. Oh yeah, in this area, say what you want about the story in this game, but this area is still also interesting to look at. A lot more interesting than what Power World has to offer so far. Hello, came to see how we're getting along. Kokomi is more prosperous than ever, I'm glad to say. Since joining the Royale Agricultural Association, we gain more and more customers from Osamamuk. We even arranged a entire partnership for our crops can be used at a taco shop. When I went to Toyal to deliver them, I heard some relatives of mine were returning to Mamuk for a visit. They're eager to see what changes come to the city. Apparently, they're bringing along their younglings, so arranging to have them ride on a branch bearer. Bird's eye view of the greenery is sure to leave a positive impression. That's about it for what's new around here. How have things been? Well... letter, where's say? Well, let me have a look here. The Turali Travel Agency. I've heard people talk of it in the capital. Wait, you're their special advisor? You do have friends everywhere, don't you? What else is in this letter? Let's see. I think our ranger should read this as well. While we're doing that, why don't you pay a visit to the kitchen? Theatre is there to help boost your preferred new dish. Billy Josh should be around there too. I think he'll be glad to see you. Once I've read the letter, I'll meet you at the kitchen. Till then. Probably another fade in and out. Oh, we already fade out already. Okay. There we go. Oh, just in time. Oh. And we're back. And after discussing with Angel, we decided to help bring it to fruition. And to begin preparations at once, but wanted to first confirm that the event is being held at Gorkapacha. This place looks great, by the way, even though it's been a while. Oh, you don't know. But if you aren't here, then... perhaps we better leave this matter be for now. For the time being, could you tell Iplu we will happily take part in her plan? I hope we'll be seeing again soon. I could talk cooking with you until the sun sets and rises again. You barely leave the stories of the meals you've eaten. Please, you have to tell more about the world's food next time. For what I was saying before, we'll handle that ourselves. Give Iplu our regards. Right. And here we go again. Thankfully I can, Alright. Each region has flavors and textures it calls its own, it seems. The knowledge makes me realize there's plenty of room yet for my own cooking to improve. My mood will continue to change for the better. I intend to lend my aid wheresoever I need it. It was a pleasure to chat with you again. I'd like to hear more of your adventures next time. The places you've been. The things you've eaten, and the beasts you've slain. I wrote much about you in the letter. Seems any place aside from Gogoma owe you a debt of gratitude. Leplu, we're looking forward to your plan. You should too. Yeah, the dungeons in this game have way more interesting creativity than Power World. But then again, I think the budget for this game is way more than Power World. Power World was done on a budget. In a way. Returned at last. So, how's everyone? Did you have positive things to say about my letter? Well, yeah. They did? Well, that's a huge relief, and not that I doubted you for a moment, but their readiness to agree to my proposal showed me just how hard you work for their benefit. There was something else I was curious about. Have your friends been faring since we become established? Well, I hope. They managed to find their own footing and walk their own path, in a way. Ah, that's good to hear. They reached a milestone with your help, but I have the wherewithal to work the future with their own hands. Much like we're doing here, the news is heartening, indeed. Not everything is settled, the true work begins. And the final one, Hero's Day Off. But I don't have to get geographic guesswork. Okay. Allow me to thank you for delivering those letters. I also offer my apologies for sending you hither and thither for such a minor task. No doubt your feet ache and your back cries out for respite. A single step further and my legs might fall off. As I thought, they very heroes require rest. Wanted to get regular guest lodgings. Got to think of it, despite all the trials and tribulations you've endured for our sake, I don't believe you have the chance to stay with us. So how about it? Good, good. I anticipate you might agree to my suggestion. So your chambers are being prepared as we speak. Once they're ready, I'll have Ginama let you know. Shouldn't be long, but please make yourself at home in the meantime. Okay. It's been a while. So, what kind of drama is going to unfold this time? Oh, is that you? I thought so. It's been so long, so I'm not sure if you remember me. It's Fontaine of the Pot Sword. It's a pleasure to have you greet you here all over places. You come for crafting tasks? Well... You're lodging here? Good for you. You always seem so busy. Starting to know you have the time to recuperate. You're here in a delivery. Fortune's crafty goods have proven very popular as of late. Fortunately for me, customers have even made the journey all the way to Erdenshire to purchase them. I feel blessed that anyone would go to so much trouble for my work. You played no small part in guiding me upon this path, and for that, I thank you. Slowly but surely, I've overcome the impulse to compare myself to others. I've become content simply to know my crafts to bring you joy so many. Seeds of that change were planted the day I met you in Wuklamut. And since then, I've become more certain that going to Doral was the right choice. Well, it was an adventure, kind of. Can let success make you lazy. Life on Arctic Sun is one of constant improvement. When you are inspired with new ideas, quick tell her to grab once. That way you always have what you need for your crafty work. Since our business here is finished, it's about time we return to Inchar. Rest well, and we may meet again. Right. A most hearty welcome to our special advisor. Ready to see your room? Allow me to guide you. I must admit that tending to one such as you is quite the emotional experience. You use so much. We aren't the only ones. We recently had a customer visit from distant Alexandria. Apparently they had taken part in some sort of martial competition there, and they told us about the various troubles that had recently befallen their nation. It was you and your companions that saw them through those dark times. When I heard that our special advisor was risking life and limb for the sake of others, I was worried. But I was also in awe. You fly freely and nobly as Kizahi, and the least we can do is offer you a place of respite from your trials. It is an honor, in fact. But there I go rambling again. Please, allow me to show you a room. Please make yourself at home. If there's anything you need, anything at all, you need only ask. Oh, but before I go, it was I wish to speak with you. If you have a moment, could you visit the eatery later? Until then, please enjoy your stay. Okay. Okay, I never had this before. Or this place. But yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get a huge cutscene later. There usually is a payoff. Usually. I wonder who's paying us a visit this time. Now, this is a surprise. Come to visit old friends? I sort of remember you. Oh, you work for the reflection, don't you? I'm glad you remember. Then I suppose you also remember how much trouble we went through to ensure the rest of us had an unforgettable experience. I think you finally found time to relax. I'm quite fond of this place myself. Since my first tour, I've arranged several more devoted entirely to fishing. And since fate has brought us together again, there's something I wanted to tell you ever since our last meeting. Surely you've noticed the effect your actions have had on Tural. Long-standing issues that once gripped the nation now seem manageable. Changed and in motion more than 80 years ago when Gul Jaja stemmed the conflicts plaguing the continent and founded Toyolal. His landsguard made the roads safe, and people could move more freely than ever before. When the people even given the mercantile reins, wares of all sorts flowed across the world, but even so, various people remain in their ancestral lands, following their established customs. The capital remained fundamentally separate. However, Gul Jaja had no intention of changing that. He understood that it would take time for a single nation of Tural to coalesce, and trusted the next generation to see it realized. Look at the backgrounds here. I don't think Unreal Engine 5 can handle it. Seems Unreal Engine 5 just has so many issues. At least this game is decent in performance, at least. The succession of new Dawn servants, the new generation has come. And the Travel Agency is but one of many enterprises reshaping our home. I hear that you aided a few of them. In fact, people have more chances to explore unfamiliar lands. More chances for mutual exchange. And we can become better know our neighbors. We learn to come together as a nation and step forward into a brighter future. I haven't given it much thought. I see. You're only doing what comes naturally, lending a helping hand to those in need. To think actions that come so natural to you would help revitalize a whole nation and the people who live within it. But selflessness is truly moving. I'm grateful for your journey across Tyrol and for lending your strength to those you meet. Wing Reflection shall do its utmost to ride these favorable winds as far as we can. Now, I believe I've taken up enough of your time. Rest well. Yep. The backgrounds here are so good. Time passes as you reflect on the countless adventures that brought you to this moment. After a lengthy reverie, you recall that Wojsko wishes to speak with you. Perhaps he's still about at the eatery. Oh yeah, this game still looks good after all these years. Alright, what's the next event? Greetings! Hope you're able to take your mind off things for a bit. Your face says it all. Here, cooked a little something for you. Put my heart and soul into it, so you'd best hurry up to your destination before it gets cold. Didn't expect you to be sent off so soon, did you? Was waiting for you at that Panleko retreat in Rokobacha. Some hot springs run by another Pillow, as I understand. But one thing before you go. I just, can't say it. Back then with the third promise, all that kidnapping went out well. Things were looking too bright after I ran into you. Of course, you're only doing right by your allies, but we've never taken such a beating as you gave. We've been hounded so relentlessly afterwards. Scared to death. When I saw you again, I saw certain my final day had come. But instead, my days have been full of making food I love, which customers enjoyed. My whole crew and I are even earning an honest wage. Bad for a bunch of former never-do-wells. Not bad at all. Past crimes forgiven and our apologies taken at face value, all by the grace of you and Lipko. You both a debt of gratitude who can never repay. Still, maybe this meal goes some small way towards evening the scales. Guess you have to not to Rukabacha. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, the loading screens in this game are pretty good. Kind of, Power World has the same thing more or less, but I don't think this game has as much problems having the backgrounds load. Here, it's not so bad, and I'm not talking about the fog. That's intended. At least this game has different music for each zone, and you can listen to it if you want. Power World, again, probably doesn't have the budget. You know, I never paid attention to this area at all. There you are. We've been waiting for you. Bring the food which is made. Yeah. Speaking of which, I forgot to do the fricking custom deliveries again. Wow, I forgot. Good, good. Thank you for carrying it all this way. Now, shall we begin? On behalf of all those who work toward the betterment of Yogg-Toroil, I'd like you to welcome the guest of honor, you. Right. Well, we did all this work anyway. Terribly sorry for keeping everything so secretive. I mean, you might be shy away from attending this party if you knew what we were about. I had a feeling something was going on. Originally, we had planned to hold this event at the trial agency, but as we heard more and more about your exploits on Terra, we began to envision something greater. An event that would bring together everyone you've helped. We wanted to thank you for everything you've done, so Liplow's invitation provided the perfect opportunity. Bolche made almost too much food for us to carry. We brought Kiraya, the snow spirit's favorite libation, even among other traditional Yaku fare. Hope everyone eats and drinks their fill. If any other spirit even expose interest in coming, perhaps their whims will guide them here at some point. Look around you. All these people from across Tua are here because of you. To show their gratitude to dear friend. So, a small matter weighs heavily in the hearts of all present. You see, while you were a highly valued contributor to our project, we scarcely knew anything about you. Admittedly, the challenges we faced left us with little time for leisure, but even so, people speak of your exploits until they kite lofty with each new story. We learn more and more of you, who you are. We realize how little we actually know of your life, and that made me feel somewhat sad. More as an advisor, helper, or artisan, I'd like to know you as a person. Oh, this actually trying to give the character we some personality. Sure. You all feel that way, you can be sure. So if it isn't too much trouble, we'd like you to tell us all about your life with into around without. Well, it's gonna be a long story. For that, why don't you change it to less dusty from travel? This is a party after all, we'd like you to relax. Battle will not be required of you during this quest. Well, do we have anything? Do we have anything on our glamour plate? Oh, unable to apply glamour plates here. Seriously? I can't. Oh, I can't. Yep, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have anything here. But let's just keep going. Very well. It still looks good, but then again, the game doesn't tell you what you're wearing. Here we got some motion capture finally. Even the camera work is obvious too. Yeah, the camera work is so obvious here. There's actual effort with the motion capture here, which is nice. It's not just the usual emotes that you see. Yeah, this expansion has been a mixed bag. Interestingly enough, the post makes up for it, though. This whole vacation expansion could have been done better. It could have been done so much better. Well, this is their payoff when it comes to a cutscene, I suppose. I don't think they had a huge budget doing this, but I still understand what they did, so. Yeah, that was not as mind-blowing as the other ones, but you can tell this was done on a budget. Yeah. At least the game tries to tell you a story without dialogue, even if it's just this one cutscene. That's something that games should try to do more often. What a grand time that was. I wish there was more, but whatever. Were you able to forget your worries even but for a moment? Our next party should be at a travel agency. It's a great idea. That way, Wakisa and anyone who couldn't make it this time can join. We can close the travel agency for a day and have a proper celebration. Of course, we'll invite everyone again. Wookie, Woo, Tia, and my Blue Rolls love to come. Yes, let's do it sooner rather than later. I'm sure Ladders would like to speak with you, the guest of honor. Why don't you indulge them? It's been a pleasure listening to your many fantastic tales. But even after hearing your stories, I have trouble imagining them. Today I hope to see those space cares with my own eyes. Your journey gives us motivation we need to make the greenery even better. Might even hear the talk of Guk at whatever far-flung locale your next adventure takes you. And with outside doors increasing by the day, maybe it's time to dream bigger, be more ambitious. I'll make the people of Mamuk proud. I forgot to mention, Farfar, Angier, and I came up with an interesting idea. Good to see what Liplut thinks, and we hope you'll stick around to hear our thoughts. I can't remember the last time I stopped worrying about my duties and simply lived in the moment. Not since Dartagor's passing, I think. When I saw Yurkurtet's joy read so plain on his face, I realized I knew all the work was worth it. With Yurkurtet the open arm now restored, the time has come to look towards the future. To take this precious opportunity to decide how we wish to live our lives. Well, I can only hope that means more business opportunities for us. I shall leave the counting of coin to Master Nopeway. Yet if you ever require protection for any reason, I'm always willing to lend my arm. I'm glad for the offer. Speaking of which, we had a proposal of our own to share with Liplo before departing. I'm glad I had a chance to speak with you, as well as everyone else gathered here. And here we go. At the risk of repeating myself, I'd like to thank you again for coming here. But that hardly begins to scratch the surface, doesn't it? The time you've given us and all the help you've offered, you adept I'm not likely to repay anytime soon. We wouldn't have come nearly as far without you, that's for sure. Now, you're bringing us all together like this. You've given us opportunities for new endeavors. After a bit of discussion, we've come to realize our goals align almost perfectly. Yes, I want people to know that life in World S Echo has changed. That the snow spirits are no longer feared, but embraced. That together we wish to shed the settlement's reputation as an isolated mountain community. We all share similar goals. We would like to like the various peoples of Toral to remember each other not as strangers with his Zutri customs, but as trusted neighbors. Notice the backgrounds there don't look that blurry. It looks fine to me. Even without depth of field, it still looks good. To that end, we have a proposal for you. Let me partner with travel agency. We would like travelers from across the country to see our respective homes as they are now. That sounds like a wonderful plan. So, Special Advisor, what are your thoughts? I think you anticipated this would happen. Yes, in fact, my inner Babacus has been clacking away furiously. Of course, I'm always looking for new opportunities for expansion, but believe me when I say celebrating you has been my top priority from the start. Yeah, this Allied Society quest is definitely on a budget. By the way, Pilu used commerce to build bridges between peoples, to bring them together through high adventure. How many others could say the same? And there's no antagonist in this one, like the previous ones. Now, while I regret to say it, I suppose this little gathering must draw to a close. Don't be a stranger around Gogoma. I'm checking on your 10 and the other spirits too. We will make a special batch of here just for you. You're already thinking of your next exploit, yes? Well, let's give you a hero's farewell. We get in soon, and may the road heavily laden with good fortune. Well, we basically helped put them together, just like we did for the other society quests. And we're gonna get these things, trade winds. Okay. And with that, we're now allied. Now we have the navigate emote. All right, I was thinking of doing Pal World next, but might as well just go to Solution 9 and see what we got. It's that Hildebrand guys again. Yeah, Hildebrand is back again with even more of their adventures. Also, this place looks pretty ambitious too for Cyberpunk style. I'm not really interested to play Cyberpunk 2077 because that game feels very unpolished even after all the patches. It may have made its money back, but I'm not interested in playing that. Detecting a lead. Okay, what do we have with this adventure this time? Eager to get back to work, I see. I reconstructed the remaining files, but found no more records of monster feed criminals. So I reckon we're clear on that front. The last of the data did not contain, though, was plans for repairing some kind of fancy-smanchy duplication device. I've been twizzled. Thank you. I'm still here after all these years. Yeah, I'm still here, I be twizzled. And, you know, now that you mention it, I do have a very simple but hopefully amusing Marvel Rivals video that I'm going to be releasing soon. I still have these emotes, by the way. I haven't really changed my emotes that much. In hindsight, I am very fortunate that I was able to fill up all the emote slots. Yeah. Yeah, not because to fill up slots, but I'm actually glad that I've had enough. Yeah, I've been doing this for years, IB. Not a huge audience like the other channels, but at least I'm being true to myself. So, I'm still glad to be here. Honestly, not many games really stand out, IB. Not very many games. I wish there were more games that would stand the test of time. Also, minimizing games is a pain in this. Yeah, look at that. I'm trying to minimize, but my god, it's not easy to minimize. There have been many games, IB. There's not many games that really stand out, but I'm glad to have played some that did do okay for a time. Also, Power World is okay. But if you compare Power World to Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy XIV is better. Power World, in my opinion, IB is not polished compared to Final Fantasy XIV that you just saw, if you've been watching right now. This one is okay. It's a Pokemon alternative, so if you want a Pokemon-style alternative with Arc and some other elements from other games, then you might have some entertainment there. But it doesn't have the polish, unfortunately. It could be better, though. So, Dino Blade, I never heard of that game. I don't think it's on Steam, so it must be something outside of Steam there. I have tried Arc as well, but I did not find it interesting at all. Speaking of Dino, there's also Dino Run 2. Dino Run was on Flash. You know, you remember those Flash games that you could play on the internet browser back a decade ago? Well, they're finally releasing a sequel called Dino Run 2. And this one is single player and multiplayer. Oh, Dino Blade. Well, Dino Run 2, this is something that you might find interesting. I remember I played the original back in the day. So let me see if that thing shows up on Steam. Never heard of Dino Blade. So this is a Souls-like game. Is this a Souls-like game where you basically fight against other monsters or something? Because I tried Elden Ring, and I did not find that interesting. I did not see myself repeating the fights over and over and over again. So if this is Souls-like or Elden Ring-like type of a game, I don't know if I will be able to go through this. Even though the game is, like, well, not that expensive, I'm not really sure if I want to do it. I don't know. When I saw the HUD and the style of the HUD here, it kind of reminds me of Elden Ring, sort of. And no, I am not beating Elden Ring. Is too much. Yeah, there's also Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, by the way, I've been thinking. I don't know if I should do Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The game is not on sale right now, it's pretty pricey, but I did do Final Fantasy VII Remake. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake, honestly, don't play Part 1 at all. It's, the pacing of this game is just not good. The locations might interest you, but it's kind of meh. I hopefully Part 2 is better. But yeah, but this first part, they really dragged it out. The pacing of this game was really not good. I've been thinking of doing Red Dead Redemption 2, finally, just to see if I want to get immersed into the story and the world in that game. Because I was disappointed with Cyberpunk 2077. Don't get me wrong, Cyberpunk 2077 does have mods that fix some of the issues, but it's still janky. It's still janky, and the story I found pretty meh. I don't mind not having any happy endings in video games, but it has to have entertainment value, like, say, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is still one of the more decent games I've ever come across in the last 5 to 6 years that I've been doing this. And that's saying a lot. Speaking of which, I don't know what Iron Studios' next game is going to be, but hopefully it's going to be interesting. I hope. But anyway, back to Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV's world and graphics have way more polish, obviously, by Palworld. And Palworld, I'm not really sure if you will find interesting to play, IB. Even if it's not that expensive, but it has all the Unreal Engine 5 issues. Yeah, it's been a mixed bag of a game engine, to say the least. Alright, moving on. What the last of the data did contain, though, was plans for repairing some kind of fancy-smancy duplication device. So it was discovered aboard a flying vessel of unknown origin. Also, this side quest in the game, this series they've been doing, is all about comic relief. Depends if you like comic relief or not. The description of which damn near perfectly matches the shiny disc our imbecile inspector crash-landed over near Uwata. So now I'm wondering, what's a gadget on a ship like that used to duplicate? Just a matter of time now before Hildebrand comes in. Anything, even people, oh dang, not good. See, the files mention 3 critical materials: lead, trope, ceruleum, and meteorites. Sound familiar? That's the same stuff our fugitives already nicked. They got what they needed to fix the device, and I'm sweating bullets imagining what they mean to do with it. Problem is, we squeezed those salvage files dry of every just juicy lead. Can't even begin to guess what Chuck and Carnelia might be holed up. For all we know, they've already moved on to the next step of their diabolical scheme. It's time we put the new source of information, and I know just a nosy bugger that'll do. They visited Mimund. Hildebrand's gonna come in at some point. Oh. No worries, IB. Still here. The visuals of this game still continue to impress me. And thank you, IB, for still being here. Ah, they're dressed up now, aren't they? They're finally dressed up something different this time, huh? For once. You may recall, my mere presence seemed to anger the detective when last our paths crossed. So I take into disguising ourselves as ordinary citizens. aka modern. Our independent investigation otherwise continues unabated. Nashu has, in fact, identified a new potential avenue of inquiry. Right.
Notice that there's an Oogla that never strays far from Detective Hardybold's side. I suspect this persistent insect is much more than it appears. Maybe just a bug with a taste for gumshoe. It's been following ever since we passed the Vanguard. This is not ordinary bug behavior. Could be dealing with another creature possessed of transfer criminal soul. Maybe it's been sent to spy or detective. But it doesn't feel like spying. Or like it's watching over him. You know, another thing I just noticed now, with Nashu's different clothing that we can finally see in the cutscene, she's very thin. Very thin. That's all. Whatever the Oglo's intentions, we must continue to surveil this ever-present surveiller. They prove critical to cracking the case. Well, what kind of comic relief are we going to be getting this time? Still looks good. It's too bad they didn't use this location more to do more main story stuff. Oh well. This is probably the closest thing to modern in this game. More, Kishashi already hatched his master plan, but that's not more than our chickens before we heard what Moon has to say. Back again, what can I do for you this time? Got an odd question for you. A device that can duplicate anything, eh? Wrong hands that could lead to all kind of mischief. I'd heard a peep about alien gadgets, but there was something else that might interest you. Rumor has it some half-dead bloke dressed like a lab worker was rescued out in Heritage Found. You reckon that could be our villain Kishaki? Could be. You have to talk to Surstein, the hunter who found the poor bugger. Apparently brought him back to his home in the outskirts. If this half-dead lab rat is what we think it is, then I wonder if I nearly must have... Thanks for the tip, Mint. Well, partner, looks like we're headed to the outskirts. Let's find this Surstein fella. Not very subtle with those two. And we shall follow wherever the outlook leads us. That's that. Oh, and do you know the kid's older twin? The older twin is talking, you're right? He's trying to stay out of sight. He's doing a terrible job of it. I think everybody in this game is very aware of their comic reliefness. They are all aware of it. Let's see what we got with this. Speaking of Marvel Rivals, we actually did make progress on that off screen. I don't know if it's my playing that actually got us the victory, but at least we were given something to do. And I'm just glad it worked out. Is the insect plotting may have his designs upon the detective's beloved eggs. You see the darling little buggy behind? So run and shiny. I think this is like a running gag if you can spot the NPCs that are watching each other or stalking from a distance. And there you are. Yep. That's a running gag that they're still doing in this game. This is the hunter we're looking for. Now to see what he knows about his injured house guest. Ah, of course. Be happy to share the tale. I'd be happy to share the tale. I was calling monsters on the fringes of Everkeep when an air-wheeler, while wobbling through the skies above, caught my attention. So right, it was his flight path that I had expected it to crash into the ground. Which it did not, far from where I was standing. Ran over to see a man crawl free from the wreckage and collapse. His mask and gloves marking him as a lab technician of some kind. Though the air-wheel hadn't exploded or burst into flames, he looked terribly burned. I was able to rush him home and administer treatment before he succumbed to his injuries. But the potent medicines have put him in deep slumber, so I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. His first name, I found an identification card tucked into one of his pockets. Assuming it belonged to him, the man is Kizaki, a researcher from a local facility. That figures. Those burns, knowing Cornelius' preference for fire magics. I'd wager a dozen hard-boiled eggs that he's to blame. I'm hooked up that Crying King is not the type to play loyal henchman for long. Probably turned on his boss who took over the whole operation. We'll have to wait until Ishikari wakes up to hear the whole story. But in the meantime, we'd already be doing something useful. Say we head outside and consider our options. Which are you sharing, Sir Scene? Just as criminal involved in a case we're investigating. To be imposing on your hospitality again soon. A criminal, you say? Wait, we're committing crimes in this condition. She's sure to get word to you once he's fit enough for you to interrogate. Oh. Figured the man had his secrets, but didn't expect him to be a hardened criminal. In case, let the detective know as this Kishaki awakens. Oh. And he's staring at them. Does Uncle Tostock his prey with the intent to pilfer a hard-boiled prize? Oh, sweet, how Dog has let me his feet. And he's still shocked. I doubt Cornelius would have humored his boss for so long unless he had an in-game in mind. Considering his betrayal came just as they acquired everything needed to fix the duplication gadget. But I really need to finish this sentence. I'm thinking it was probably after the device all along. But assuming I'm right, what does it mean to use it for? I don't think we're going to answer the question what you saw you steal in Dreamland. There's an old Pater Cornelius who might have insight or two. I was part of his gang back in the day, but he insists she's on the straight and narrow now, working as a fortune teller but shopping Solution 9. So the girl on the front desk handles all her appointments. Okay, quickly, let's not lose sight of the blue. Back to where we were, right? Okay. This is the shop I was telling you about. So they're out to wave us through. Okay. Gracious, I've never seen anything quite like it. Okay. This establishment caters to lost souls seeking their true path. Due to high demand, however, I'm afraid we completely booked for the coming months. We're not interested in your dubious divinations. Just tell Okasha that Haribold is here to see her. Very well. Moment, please. What do you want, hardhead? Pay my debt to society. You're interfering with the legitimate business of an upstanding citizen. Says the woman who was Cornelius' most prized source of charlatan. I'll wager the only fortune to be found here is the one you're making of gullible marks. Don't you dare lump me with that double-crossing snake. It's his fault I went to prison. I've been down with the world ever since. The establishment is entirely above board. Alright, don't get your robes in a twist. It's Cornelia I want to ask of anybody now.
Spare the whole mystery story, so let's get down to brass tacks. Imagine there's a gizmo that can replicate any person or object in the world. What do you reckon a no-good crook like Cornelian would do if he got his hands on something like that? Kind of out of breath. How should I know? The only thing Cornelian ever wanted was power. No matter how much he got, it was never enough. Just like some people who got everything and it's still not enough. Damn, seems his ancestor, the one they called the Lich, created the ultimate spell, and it eats him up that he's never had the arcane strength to cast it. An ancestral spell he hasn't got the juice for, huh? But how would a duplication gizmo help him with that? Not my area expertise, though. Although I suppose you could search the book database and read up on Lich if you're so inclined. Fair enough, I'll try and lock with the terminals in the commerce sector. Much obliged, Kasia. Okay. Well, yeah, after this game, I have to do the custom deliveries. But at least I'll show you what I did on Power World, at least. Yeah, this still looks pretty good. And it's all optimized, too. Terminals are connected to Alexandria's public database, so you can use them to learn all sorts of neat stuff. I'll see if we can dig up on this Leech character. Meanwhile, I reckon you could look into what makes Clot so special, because just the other flunkies didn't get a choice of monster. But when it came to Cornelian, it seems that Crime King specifically requested the Clot as a vessel for his soul. Figured he was keen on their powers of mimicry, but now I'm wondering if there was something more. Anyway, see what you can find. Okay. Okay. Terminal monitor displays an entry in the monsters known as clots. Clots, these amorphous organisms inhabit dense jungle environments and demonstrate an extraordinary capability for physical mimicry. Threatened, the clot will either mirror the threat itself or adopt more intimidating form. Clots can also fuse with others of their species. There are recorded cases of multiple clots merging into a single gigantic entity possessed of immense magical power. Speaking of which, yeah. These people are not subtle at all. I am top year of inquiry, integrated village extraordinaire. Shivery. Okay. Yeah, they're not very subtle at all. It's a running gag in this side quest here. Well, no surprises from the bloodline that produced a maniac like Carnelian. Turns out the Lich guy is a real piece of work. The entry I read said he used sorcery to raise and bind the dead to his will. He created an unstoppable spell that would immediately snuff the life of any target. Oh, and he also used necromancy to turn himself into a living corpse. This allowed him to keep amassing dark powers over a period far beyond a normal person's lifespan, which was the thing that earned him the Leech moniker. Too many years in nefarious undeading, though, the people came together to off him permanently. You know, Nosha, my assistant, was killed by a spell I'd never seen before. I reckon Carnelian took a page from his ancestors' book of necromancy to animate those poor bastards at the Canalica corpus. Why is that thing still following him? Don't know. Is it a spy? Can't tell. How did your research go, by the way? Learn anything useful? Well, sorta.
So multiple clouds can merge together to make one humongous blob that wields all their magical power combined? That explains everything. Alien needs to create a bunch of Crime King copies and fuse into one big murderous whoop. Well, you and me are gonna wreck those plans and avenge Noshi's death once and for all. Do you want to loop Hildebrand on this? Yep. Yeah, I've seen hanging around like a bad smell. But when it comes to exacting vengeance, that will mean doping will only get in the way. Besides, Carnelian is more dangerous than he's ever been. Don't give him the chance to hurt anyone else. Why are you so bullheaded about me being pals with the Inspector anyway? Well, you sort of share the same soul. In a way. Well, in a way. You're saying we're like two of a kind? Yeah, I don't see it. Still, there's always been something weirdly familiar about that guy. Yeah, what you got? Uh-huh. Alright, be there soon. Now we're Cersei telling us to come over. Hishaki's woken up. And the bugger is still there. Been thinking, what if the Oglob we keep seeing is actually Norshu? And she's somehow reincarnated. Who knows? Detective was talking about his assistant. I swear that insect had the saddest look on his little face. Come now, Nashu. You heard as well as I did that she's perished by Carnelian's hand. What if instead of dying, her soul was shunted into an Oglob body in the same way the fugitives were stuck into fiendish forms? I suppose it's possible. Well, who knows? I mean, everything is so fantasy in this game that, who knows, maybe they'll pull a twist or something. Now, she does have an uncanny sense for such things. If we should not dismiss the idea out of hand. If to explore the possibility, we might begin by chatting with the researcher zombie who my gentle dead man acquaintance befriended. Continue investigation alongside Dick the Harderbold, and we shall contact you the moment we learn of substance. Alrighty. Back to whatever we gotta do next. Oh, or we can just do this. Yeah, the quick travel in this game is pretty good. You're gonna do a lot of backtracking here, but the backtracking doesn't feel like it's pretty bad. It's very convenient. I wonder if we're gonna get a motion capture cutscene here. Something of substance. Who knows? You're late, Chief. Get lost in the way or what? Got lost in the way or what? This case is promising an explosive end. May you really miss it. Plotted crime. Oh, there's that. Okay. Right, let's head inside and hear what Kishaki has to say for himself. Well, Mastermind, what happened to you? Duplication device was restored. I had all that I required to build my genius army. A mere moments before I began to replicate my brilliant self in mass, cannibal current burned the hand that freed him. Scared as I was by Cornelius' sorcery, it was a miracle I managed to escape it all. But of my ambitions, naught survives but smoke and ashes. I want you to make him pay. You'll find the device in a hidden lab on the lowest level of the Cornelica corpus. Cornelius' aim is mass self-propagation. Then that is where he must be. It'll take time for the alien technology to do its work. Trying to tame a vicious breed like the Crime King was a gamble. You lost. But lucky for you, I was planning to bring him down anyway. Looks like I called how things played out, more or less. Didn't think that Cornelian would hole up in a lab right beneath our noses, though.
And this Saurus on over to the door as soon as he's able to walk. I put up a fight, but I doubt he'd be much of a challenge for a strapping hunter like yourself. He's welcome to try. Don't worry, I'll be sure to see him in custody. You know where Cornelius now, and I'm ready to charge in, guns blazing. First, why not pay my respects at Nocher's grave? Well, burying the dead isn't the custom in Alexandria. Notia and I were never comfortable with the whole regulator deal. Damn if I was gonna forget. Putting her to the rest was my way of honoring her memory. Nightstein's been in the shop, so I'll head over and pick him up. Go ahead to the name slates. I'll meet you there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Prowl World is gonna have a payoff there. Sure, it definitely can be done single player, but it's also nice that you can do multiplayer at any time. Honestly, single player is much more interesting to do in the meantime, since you're still building up, your collection, if you will. So. Progress through the battle will be saved at certain points, and we need to deal with the return overseas in these. Okay, so we're gonna switch to, I believe, Warrior. I think we have the best gear here, 770. This is our best gear that I have. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, we got the gear for this. Surprise! It's me again. Got a letter for you here from the detective. Right, that's my business done. I have to go and pry into someone else's. Sorry for the change of plans, but I need to handle Cornelian alone. You've helped me out time and time again. And I ain't letting you risk your life for my personal vendetta. I'll put the crime king in the ground where he belongs. You just sit tight and wait for the good news. Hey! You learned the most astonishing fact. The new researcher recruit of our gentle dead friend here spoke of a lady he had seen on the lowest levels of the Canonical Corpus. A lady who could very well be Norshu. Huh? She lies unmoving within a capsule of some kind, looking as if she but dreams in peaceful slumber. He then made at once for Circe's house to demand the truth from Shisaki. The villain soon folded beneath my expert interrogation and admitted to transferring Noshi's soul from her captive vessel into an Ocalypse shell. Where is Detective Dibble, by the way? So bad that you know his assistant is alive and well. Well, mostly. Seeking vengeance on his own, you say? This calls for the utmost haste. There's no trial here? You're me, Inspector. There's no trial here? It's just an instance? There's several along as well. Yeah, I think all the resources they did went into the Beastmaster thing. That's why there's no trial in here. Normally there is a trial, but it looks like not this time. Meanwhile, the hidden depths of the Canelica Corpus. Now that's a sickening sight. One bloodstained Crying King was already too much. I don't recall sending you an invitation, Hardy Boiled. No matter. I'm all for the chance to test my newfound strength. James might have called you handsome once, but you might want to check a mirror. It's surging through me. My unlimited power. Behold the majestic form of the Lich. Let us begin with a demonstration of my ancestors' dominion over the undead. Great, it keeps getting creepier. So, is this gonna be serious or gonna be a comic relief? Oh, we actually fight him as him. During this battle, you'll fight against the Hardy Ball and gain access to special dodge action. At the proper timing, you can use the molting python to avoid taking damage, even if you're within the area of his attack. Oh! Certain enemy attacks are received by a countdown icon. Basically, the game is telling you when to dodge. It's, yeah. Especially since it's only for this one bit, so... Especially, yeah, this is just for this one thing, so I guess the game has to remind you. Oh yes, this game has that was the first wave. They walk very slowly, so this game gives you a chance. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Whoops. Oh. You just keep repeating. Yes. Our bullet is already speaking what everyone's thinking already. 2 times of that, and what now? Living minions tear that man apart. Oh, and... Ah, yes. Here we go. Ah, yes, he's commanding the dead. Yes, and he's hijacking the show in typical Iran fashion. He does command the dead, after all, and the Bhagya doesn't like it either. Yes. Let us remember to always comport ourselves. It doesn't matter, everyone. And here we go again. What just happened? He just got rid of the problem. Ah, the moonwalk. Forcing a zombie brain jack against their will is simply unconscionable. Wills, I do not condone violence. This appears beyond a peaceful resolution. Allow me to assist. Michael Jackson. Yeah. Softball savior in hell. Thanks, pal. You dare interfere? I'll kill you both. Right. And here we go again. Really? That counted? Fine. That somehow counted. This is cool. Okay. This is very simple, very straightforward. All right. Okay. This feels like a Blue Mage boss fight, but it isn't. But it's easier, though. He's not gonna die, though. We already kind of knew that. Yep. I think we just finished it. We just finished it. That was simple. This one's for Norshu.
Hold your fire. Detective, your assistant is alive. What did you say? I warned you about being soft-hearted, but you never learn. Want to save such exquisite magecraft for more fitting victims. But now your Glad will witness the ultimate spell firsthand. An unholy power from darkest abyss, I shall sever soul from our corporeal anchor. Damned. He'll not die. He will not die. And if he dies, well... Spectre? I don't know. Alright, that's a little different. Hildebrand. Oh, I've died. How undermiddling of me. No, his chest is going up and down, is it? I've slain the dolt instead. Glad to be rid of that most bothersome gnat. Is that Hildebrand's ghost? Oh, such bittersweet sorrow. A soul should dissipate so soon after leaving the flesh. Hello, our silly zombie overlord endures in spectral form. Hello, this battle isn't over. Even with your entire entourage of fools, you cannot contest our power combined. Of course. That's new. Master's Dominant Spiritualist has emerged with Mr. Hildebrand's physical form. It's brilliant, it's blinding, it's a pure gold soul. Really? Gold, huh? Okay. So, this changes nothing. Really? Hardible. It cannot be. Well, he's not here right now. That's cool. You can call us Hildy-boiled, and your goose is cooked. My dear fellow. No evil can stand against the giant golden Banderail man.
Final last words, huh? Alrighty then. Well, the villain gets the treatment as well. So, what now? Yes, you learned the truth of it. Your precious nourisher never really died. Ishiki needed a subject for his soul transference experiments. And the task of curing the victim fell to me. Your name, Hardyboy, was at the top of my hit list. I drew upon ancestral sorcery to cast you into death-like sleep for ease of delivery, understand? But then your meddling assistant threw herself into the spell's path, and I was forced to settle for her instead. I had to dig up Noishu's corpse from the burial, and proffer her to Kishaki in place for her sorry hide. So it was that her soul ended up in that insect vessel. You bastard. You did that knowing much how hated Ogloops. Yeah, now that they're been civilized, this process isn't entirely reversible. How convenient. How convenient. Oh dear, my apologies, but I feel the draw of an irresistible force. Oh, that's right, Master Sobibrand has died, and to his untethered soul comes the call. Oh, so he dies now? For real, or no? See you on the other side, my friends. Don't leave me behind, Inspector. I don't know. He keeps coming back. We'll see. Yeah, chest is going up and down. Look, his body's still breathing. We gotta drag that soft-boiled soul back. I smelt that simpleton with enough ultimate death magic to kill 10 times over. There is no coming back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Perform the Manderville. Time to do the dance again. Whoa, hey now, don't tell me you've gone and crack. Long story. Long story. Slow motion. They keep reusing the same songs from heard in previous expansions, but they work. Do we get something dramatic? Let's see. I mean, it's fantasy after all. Well, that's different. Thanks to that steering performance by my Richard Soldier, everybody to the rest return to life and come back on the case. Yeah. He's back. And the guy's face. That's new. But you can't. It's not possible. Well... That's a new face that somebody has probably memed by now. After seeing him escape death so many times, I am not surprised. Yes, toughest guy ever saw. Now, what was that about fixing your issue? You can really get back to her normal. Your assistant's recumbent form is being held within this very facility. Being able to extract her soul from the old globe and reinhabit your original body. I had Kishaki provide me with a step-by-step procedure for operating the transference apparatus. She posed no great difficulty to restore Mr. Snowshoe ourselves. How convenient. So that explains why that thing has been following for who knows how long. And how convenient it is to have to be done. The rest of us should wait at the entrance, then. How convenient. Hey, at least we did something. The Inspector is unstoppable. Even the ultimate dead magic failed to slay him. Find those other fiends, that Dole was the true monster. You know what? It stinks in here. Let's head outside. Detective Hardy-boiled. Do we get a touching scene for once? Hey, Dollface, you're looking well. Hi, I'm Norshoe. Thank you ever so much for putting back with my own body. How convenient. How very convenient. Yeah. The resemblance to Nashu is, as you say, uncanny. Yep. Right, like peas in a pod, I tell you. So, what about the villain? Right, I've had my fill of musty old labs. Time to blow this joint. Hey, who said you could ride the stallion? Sure, anyone's used the hellos such as sales are about customer formalities, such as asking for permission. And he's gonna get blown into the air. Watch that lightning, the chassis can't take a direct hit. He's gonna get blown into the air. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Wait for me, Inspector.
Yeah, he'll be back. Again. Gosh, that looked dangerous. He'll be fine. It's Nightstone worried about. Just had him repaired. How did I lose to such idiots? Am I dreaming? Sure, this is a nightmare. It's the plot. I'll deliver Mr. Lusculus here to the 10 men. Gonna head back with no issue to my place in Solution 9. And I shall re-enter the facility to recruit from the remaining zombies. The be gentle people, good day. Convenient indeed. I mean, it's kind of formulaic, so it does kind of get predictable, so yeah. But it has entertainment value here. So, no issue is back. And that rubbish receptacle is where I would hide and keep watch over the detective. It's surprisingly fun living as an Ugloop. Boy, am I glad to be back in my own body. That makes 2 of us. Can imagine me having one of those creepers as an assistant. I went and handed Carnelian over to the authorities. I'll restore him and all his monstrous pals to the original Mook cells. Toss them in the slammer. In other words, that's all she wrote on the case of the fiendish fugitives. And he felt to have around. Thanks for sticking me through the thick and thin. I made you a replica of the Night Stallion. Doesn't have the same customizations, but it still runs pretty fast. Use this key when you're ready to ride. I have a gift for you too, of sorts. I made lots of friends while I was Oglooped. And one of these little fellas had dreams of traveling the world. Take him along on your adventures. They'll be fantastic company. Yeah, we've had those before. My own Ugloop buddy. You're right to be wary. Like I told you, those tiny devils are harbingers of death and disease. Oh, they're no such thing. Ugloops are harmless. Not to mention cute as chitin as button. Right, well, it's your funeral. Keep it where you can see it, or stow it in your pack. Speaking of companions, I wonder where the gentleman fop and Usher disappeared to. Not that I'm worried or anything, but I owe them a tip of that hat at the very least. Anyway, Noisha and I are gonna get back to running our detective agency here in Solution 9. Hopefully we'll cross paths again on some other case. Time together and the great alloy of life was brief but golden, like the richest, yellowest of yolk. See you around. The Night Stallion and Ugloop and Pulp of Inquiry. Nice. So, do we get one final cutscene here? With the completion, you can down change the PV extra was picking up. Oh, okay. So there's something new with the gold saucer, huh? One final cutscene. This trail had evaporated like mist in neon haze. The city carried on, uncaring. Down to a familiar 100 rhythm, my world's gone curiously quiet. There was a knowing absence of irritating and endearing whimsy. But that's life, ain't it?
No such thing as a perfect egg. Let me leave you with a few words of wisdom. If it ain't tough, it ain't boiled enough. Sometimes a man needs to be gentle. Um. Who are you talking to, detective? Yes. The question is yes, unless they somehow decide to discontinue this series. Yes, there are a couple. Well, I guess they are a couple. Yeah. Well, I thought that was fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be a trial every single expansion. But hey, that was fun. And the gameplay itself was fine. Speaking of which, let me do that special delivery before I forget. Oh man, I don't want to forget this. Oh, and the things we just got. Oh, let me just do those now before I forget. There we go. We got them all. Where is our mount? Oh yeah, we cannot spawn it right now. But it's in, But first, we're gonna do this special delivery, which is not that bad. So, what do we have this time? I think we have to do 4 or 3. I'm not sure. So, let's do it. Oh yeah, the crafting in this is way more intricate than the Power World game. A lot more. Woodworking, where is it? Oh, there we go. I think we'll need either 3 or 4. Let's just do 4. So, here we go. There we go. We're gonna do a simple mini game here. This is synthesis, so yeah. There we go. Oh, I forgot to do that. There we go. This is very simple once you got the right equipment with you. Alright. There we go. Simple as that. This is very simple.
There we go. That's two. Two more times. This is not too bad. This isn't too bad. I'm doing the simplified version. Yeah, I'm still with this game after all these years. I mean, it has its own share of flaws like any other game, but at least it has a nice living world and it's polished as much as it as can be, especially for a Final Fantasy game. Yeah, the pacing for the quests are very straightforward here, and they don't drag on as long as the Final Fantasy VII Remake did. Oh, okay, we gotta do this. I think we only need 3, but let's just do 4. Pretty sure we need that many. Yeah, just completely fill up the progress first, then you do the quality next. That's what I like to do. I'm pretty sure other people will tell you more or less the same advice that I'm doing. There we go. It should be enough. That's it. If we're lucky, we don't need 4, but let's see. These are just another way of gaining experience and the scripts that you need. All right, we only needed like 3, but that's fine. All right. That looks good. This looks good. That looks good. Yeah. 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 It's another fortunate business day. You know, I'm glad I don't have to do the duty roulettes this time around. Duty roulettes are probably the grindiest thing you gotta do in this game when it comes to leveling up your character. I mean, besides getting the gear. Yeah, I think we're pretty sure we've had that minion for a while now. Yeah. And we'll do it one more time. One more round of these things. Yep, we got one more. Time to do the final deliveries, which I don't think we're going to be completing now. Alright, so we don't need this. We can just discard it. Let's go to this NPC over here and just quickly pull up this menu here and see what we need. Oop, I don't need that. Tunic. Oh, I have to check. Assorted Turali. Okay. We only need 2. Just need 2. And next week this will be completely done. If nothing else. Back to being a carpenter. There we go. Just a few more times and we got this. Oh, I did not press 5. But we got more than enough, so. And one more time. Even though I haven't done this in a while, I'm glad it's coming back to me. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, we're still good. And that's it. That concludes the custom deliveries for this week. And that's it. Oh! 3! Oh. We need to buy one more. We need to do one more time. Oh, I thought we were done. No. Just need to do this one more time. No sweat. And we still got it. We can gamble. Increases quality. Increases progress. So yeah, Rugzukin, I'm still here. So Rugzukin, you came in at the right time. I'm just finishing a quick mini game here. I'm still playing this game after all these years. You probably heard of Palworld, right? Well, that game has lots of issues compared to this game. This game is much more refined when it comes to world building. Palworld is a lot more lower budget and more simple by comparison. So it has something. If you like Ark, you will like that game, but But the whole Pokemon thing, it can be interesting, I guess, if you're into that. But yeah, it's good to still be here, Ruzukin. We may not have hundreds of people like some of the other personalities do, but I'm still here. Still playing this game. I just did 2 story quests that was released in a patch recently. So I'm just finishing that up right now. So you came at the right time. I'm gonna be doing Power World here next. Although it's not gonna be long though. Oh yeah, it became big mainstream. But if you really look at Power World for what it is, it's not as refined as Final Fantasy XIV is. It has similarities. Like if the creature's level is high, it's gonna have a lot of HP, and you're not gonna do a whole lot of damage to it. So you basically have to spend time grinding, getting resources, and all that. So and it's Unreal Engine 5 as well, Roguezukin. So it has lots of issues. Say what you want about Final Fantasy XIV's flaws, because I know the story in this game could be better, but look at this game and how this game is still thriving after 10 years. There is nothing in the distance that looks blurry, by the way, and I have the settings on this game on high, by the way. I did the same thing on Power World as well, but that game struggles to run, and it has its fair share of issues as well. And I don't think it really matters if if you have the decent computer either. It's just Unreal Engine 5. It's just a mixed bag of a game engine, to say the least. Yeah, there's nothing blurry here in the distance, by the way. Yeah, I don't think Power World can do something like this. Oh no. I mean, obviously this game has a higher budget, especially when it came to graphics and world building, but still. I think the game engine is the biggest problem. But yeah, I just completely finished the main content, well, some of the main content that I was actually interested in this game. No, even though Power World is not too expensive, Roguezukin, there's really not that many games that really stick out, no matter how many personalities online try to tell you that they're good or decent. Honestly, don't go to too many new games, even if you have the computer that can run. Again, everything looks fine and crisp here. Just look at these visuals, Roguezukin. Do you see anything blurry in the distance? I'm not talking depth of field, but does anything look blurry to you? No. Unreal Engine 5 struggles to do something like this. And then I don't think it really matters how good your computer is. It's just the game engine is the problem, part of the problem, and I don't think it's the developers. It's not always the developer's fault. It looks really nice and fine, right? It looks fine. See, there's pop-in, but that's on purpose, though, just to optimize things, so that there's not going to be slowdown. But the thing is, there's nothing blurry in the distance. Well, you know what's interesting, Ruzukin? They already announced Unreal Engine 6, and it's Rocket League is going to be running on it. Yeah. Yeah, announced Unreal Engine 6. So, going from Unreal Engine 5 to 6, is that going to be simple? Yep. Again, this looks dark and gloomy right now, but trust me, this place can have different weather, by the way. I just wanted you to remember these visuals here, so that you can compare to what I'm about to do next here. Let's go into something more colorful. Just to give you a comparison when I'm about to switch games here, because I don't have a lot of time left here. Again, look at all the colors. Nice variety in this game. And we're about to go into the nightclub, or whatever you want to call it in this game. You can't read. I don't think you can read the text. That's on purpose, but again, say what you want about this game, but it looks good for what it is. It looks fine. Yep. Now we're about to make the switch to Power World. Yep, it's strip club, yep. Or fancy club, what do you want to call it. So, when it comes to PvP games, Marvel Rivals is decent. But I think Unreal Engine 5 is the problem because it can't be optimized. So, Power World 1.0, in my opinion, it is not polished. It could use more polish. I don't know if it's ever going to. But you can see I put in the effort here. So, just remember those visuals that I just showed you in Final Fantasy XIV, and we're going to go into Power World by comparison. It is not as polished. Obviously not as a high budget as, say, a Square Enix, but still. So, we're going to... when it comes to Power World, you do have the option to go into other people's servers, or you just strictly play single player if you wish. This game is already grinding on resources like Ark in a way, so I've already adjusted the world settings to what I want to do. So at least you can play the game how you want it. So there's that. But even with that being said, it's still grindy. This game is still pretty grindy though. It's a lot of kind of reminds me of, you know, those mobile games where you can play it by just being AFK. I'm not kidding. Yeah, you can change world settings, like I just told you. All the settings are there. Made it to level 70. And the option to play multiplayer is here. So that's something you can do with your friends. The highest number of players you can do in a server is 40. But I think that's stretching it. I think that makes it even more unoptimized, especially if people cause chaos. Also, the pathfinding in this game is not good either. Just watch what happens here. The pathfinding of the AI in this game is not the best. Also, I have 35 Pokemon in this base, so there's quite a bit of slowdown already. I think I'm getting either 40 to 50 frames here because of all this and all these objects as well here. So there's gonna be slowdown, unfortunately. But when you're on the open world with no base nearby, the FPS does go up significantly more. If there's one thing they did right in this game is that the Pokemon things in this game, they look fine. At least there's enough variety here for you something to look at. Apparently there are 2 zones in this game. This starting zone that you as a new player will first see. It takes a while to go through this, by the way. There's also the end game area called the World Tree, but you have to do the main story quest first. But I'm not even rushing through the main story in this game at all. I've just been grinding resources and just leveling up. That's it. If you want to compare this game to, say, Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy XIV wins easily. But if you want to, do a Pokemon-like game with art elements and stuff like that, then this game will be decent. And I'm putting that lightly. FPS will go up significantly now that I'm away from the base when there's no pals nearby. So yeah, now the FPS is significantly better. I've seen elements like this back in Final Fantasy XIV as well, in Heaven's Ward. where it takes a while to fly around and stuff like that. Also, when you do get the resources when you do get the resources that you need, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, this game basically borrows elements from other games like Nintendo and Ark. I tried Ark, didn't like it, but this game is okay. Look at the character models; they're not as refined as Final Fantasy XIV, but this game is, if I'm not mistaken, Ruzukin, this game's asking price is not too high. So, there's that. So. I increased the amount of how much stuff I can pick up because this game is already grindy as is. So I decided not to let it consume my life. What is that sound effect? Oh, that thing. That's a lucky pal. Alright, let's see if it can do damage. Let's see if we can capture this. Yep. It is very... You probably have seen this before, but this is just Pokemon style, in a way. And I grinded this gun, by the way. Okay, here we go. Okay. And that's how you capture a pal in this game. I got lucky. Literally lucky. And you can see the XP that I got on the top left corner. I'm level 70 right now. Also, you can fly in this game as well. That's how you can fly in this game. This is also similar to what Final Fantasy XIV does as well. Very similar. So yeah, look at the visuals in this game compared to Final Fantasy XIV. It's obviously not as refined in a sense, but it does have its, I guess you could say, identity in a sense. But the face animations that this game has is very stiff when you talk to NPCs. They're not refined. But yeah, I haven't gone to the World Tree section, which is the end game in this game. Apparently, there's a final boss there, but I'm not even rushing at all. I mean, the sense of exploration in this game, once you have everything, I'm not exactly sure if this game is going to stand the test of time. I mean, sure, it did go mainstream, but again, are people really going to be talking about this game for years to come? If there's one thing that this game did right, is that somehow this game got the attention of Nintendo because of how you capture Pokemon in this game. I think the legal situation in that game is still ongoing. But in a sense, the beat makers of Power World are winning because Nintendo does not exactly own the right of, capturing Pokemon in a sphere or a ball or something like that completely, So there's one thing that this game did right is it got Nintendo's attention in a sense. So there's probably going to be more games, something like this, that will be coming out after this, that will probably be more refined or polished. Who knows? So yeah, this game does try to do dungeons and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the variety like Final Fantasy XIV does. But then again, I don't think this game has a very huge budget by comparison, so it's But if there is one saving grace, is that in a sense, it's sort of like No Man's Sky. You can adjust how much resources that you can pick up, how much damage you can take, stuff like that. I mean, at least there is some forgiveness there, in a sense. Can I pick this up? No. Okay, what do we have to do here? Oh, it's a hacking minigame. Again, you get XP for it, so yeah. An implant embedded into Pal's body changes passive skill. When storing key items, it allows you to select the price and scan skills Pal surgery table. I have no clue what this implant is gonna do, but yeah. I got some pretty good weapons in this game so far. I've been very lucky. Yeah, if you leave the crafting values on its default setting, you're gonna be playing this game for a while. So I adjusted it so that it's not gonna be as grindy, because I don't want this game to consume my entire life. Yeah, the sense that you can have you know your quote unquote Pokemon in this game, it's decent. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it's decent, and and the fact that you can play this game with your friends it's decent. Yeah, that's the whole point. And what's the asking price for this game again? I have to look. It's a big time investment, yeah, just like any other survival exploration gathering type game. If you remember, Rugzuken, I tried The Forest and Sons of the Forest. Do you remember those two games? I sort of do, but only because I stopped playing those games. I didn't even make it past 2 or 3 hours with those games, if I remember correctly. And what is Palworld's asking price anyway? About $38 or 30 US dollars, roughly, give or take. So it's not a very high asking price, and it's a one-time payment. So you are getting some entertainment out of this. It's not as refined as, you know, some other games out there, but for what this does, it's okay. And another thing I remember is if you see this sphere icon to the right of this creature that you see in the distance along with its level, that means you've already captured it. If you don't see the sphere icon to the right of it, that means you haven't captured it yet. So that's another thing that I only realized just by playing through trial and error. But yeah, this game is about grinding resources and stuff like that, and going through the tech tree here as well. And yeah, some of the resources here at level 60 plus are starting to be very grindy, like these ancient civilization cores. Those you can only get through doing certain runs. It's sort of like dungeon runs, except that uh your pals have to do it for you. And they're like a resource timer basically. They're a literal resource timer there. But at least the game does try to offer you something different to look at when it comes to pals that you could possibly capture. Like this one here, I have no clue what these look. Oh, there's basically turtle-like creatures that can roll into a ball. Okay. I mean, it is sort of like a big-time investment. It kind of is. That is another fox-like creature there. Again, I haven't captured that yet, but I don't have to go out of my way to capture everything. You basically have to take your time if you are even gonna get into this at all. Yeah, this is my own quote-unquote world that I'm running myself. I do have the multiplayer option turned on, so with an invite code, anybody can come and play in your game. Although I don't think your stats carry over, unfortunately. Only your pals carry over. So that is something that is not going to be for everybody. Yeah, there are these boss, like, Pokemons here that I have yet to do, but I'd rather just spend the time leveling up. I'm just trying to find a spot to build my next base. I'm trying to build a spot for my next base where there is open space, because I'm gonna have to do some boss fights somewhere where there is open space, and it's mostly flat. That's where I gotta decide. I've already built 3 bases where I'm basically gathering resources, and yeah. In the middle of your screen, that's the stamina meter for this flying Tau. I significantly reduced the rate where you lose stamina, either on your character or on your pal. Simply because I just find it personally more fun that way. I'm glad you can at least do custom settings for your own world, so nobody's forcing you to play the way the game wants you to. And this game is already a huge time investment already as is, so. So I haven't captured those yet. Oh, there's infighting. Okay. I'm just trying to find a decent spot in this area of the map where there's a lot of flat space around. Because we're gonna have to do some boss fights. Interestingly enough, my mouse on the ground do actually run faster, but I do like to have a visual from above. So, yeah, the pals or the Pokemons that you can see in this game, I have to admit they do look interesting. You can also apparently capture humans as well. I haven't done that personally yet, but apparently that's an option. Imagine a Pokemon ball having a human instead of a Pokemon. It's not a new thing that I'm saying here, especially since apparently this was possible in early access, if I'm not mistaken. So, just trying to find a decent spot. I don't know this area that well. I only just got into this recently. And these things respawn too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost level 71, and your stats, I believe, go up, if I'm not wrong. Trying to find a decent spot in this area, just to put up a different base where it's completely flat. I don't know. I've yet to find one. Yeah, my first base was not really that interesting, but the more you understand how this game works, it is not so bad by comparison. Is this flat? No, not exactly. I think that that might be our next base, possibly. Or over there, I'm not sure. I just need a decent, I just need a decent area where it's flat. So we can build stuff that we need to do. This might be a decent spot to build our base. Probably. What level are these pals? Yeah, this might be a decent spot. Oh, drats. I forgot to bring my resources with me. So we're gonna have to put a marker here. No, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oh. Okay. That's it. That's just a way to remind me to come back here. And thankfully there is a teleporter not far away from here. Okay. And this pal can run fast. A horse-like mount. Yeah, we're running fast with this thing. Oh, yeah. We're going back to base to grab the resources that we need. I just need enough resources to build something. What do we need on resources again? I'm trying to remember. We need 183. Okay. Okay. Wood, we just need a little bit. Yeah, I stocked up on resources, as you can see here. Lots of it. I know I didn't use mods, it just took time. Lots. And stone. Oh yeah, we're stacked up. We're stacked up. 9,999. Yep. I'm stacked up. And yeah, there are things that you need to craft later in the game, so stacking up was the wise choice. Not surprising, really. Are you noticing something here? I cannot choose how many I can grab. You can only move half, move one at a time, take one or take half. Yeah, no, I can't choose how many I want to grab. That's another quality of life feature that's not featured in this game. So we are going back to this base. We're going back to this spot here. Oh, come on, where are you? Right here. Alright, FPS is back to normal. FPS always goes down when we're at that base. This pal was not easy to defeat. I had to do the cheap way. I literally had to snipe from the air with my gun just to capture this pal. These AoE attacks that this thing does is really powerful. Literally, you can literally do the AoE attacks from this far away. Nice. Alright, here we go. We're going to build up. There's literally infighting going on here. Oh. Apparently infighting is a thing in this game. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep... I've been relying a lot on stone foundations because these are pretty cheap. These are really cheap, so... Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is build our... There we go. And the next thing we gotta do is a guild chest. Where is the guild chest again? Oh, I gotta go back to base. Thankfully, now that this base is built, we can just quick travel back to base and get what we need. Just like that. Very convenient. I think we're gonna need more stone. That was not enough. How much resources do we need to build this guild chest? 100 fragments. And we got the ancient civilization part. We just need the refined ingots. Do we have the... Okay. There we go. And now we just gotta do the... Oh. 733. And why not? That's a new pal we just captured. Why not? We just need, and I believe that should be enough. Alright, now we just gotta travel back to base and, expand on that. There's one reason why I'm building this base here. Okay, we gotta build the foundation, right? And storage. Okay, and now we're just gonna build a little house here. That's it, nothing special, just enough. Yep, the replacement mode is on, which is nice. So now we just gotta Japanese style wall. There we go. Again, it looks fine. Nothing special that I'm doing here. It's not. It's fine. Uh. Think we gotta build this even higher. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we got plenty of resources, so we are fine. And we can just climb up here to build a roof. Pretty easy. Simple. Again, nothing special here. It gets the job done. Yeah, this little shack will do it. So, the next thing we're going to do is do something. Hopefully this thing is far enough away. The next thing we're going to do is build this. I should have done this earlier in the game, but summoning altar. Please tell me there's enough space here to do this. Yep, here we go. Yep, we're gonna have to summon a creature here, and I'm pretty sure we should have enough resources to do this. So we're just gonna we're gonna do this should do it. So we just build a little shack here to teleport, and yeah, that's it. I don't know if this will be enough protection, but this should be enough. I have no clue how this boss fight thing is gonna work, but let's try this one. Base, you're about to summon a powerful boss to fight here. Your base will serve as the battlefield, risking damage to its structures. Oh, so you do have the option. So, well, let's see what happens when you go to the raid area. I do not, So, yeah, I don't have to have, I don't have any death penalty, so we should be fine. Let's see what we got. Oh, there it is. Well, let's see how much damage this pal can do. Oh, yeah. There's a good thing I did not do this by the base. I would not do this solo. I would not do this solo at all. No. It's best to do this. It's best to do this. It's best to do this. Do it for. Yeah. I think it's best to do this unless we got the best weapons. No. That thing has so much health. Why is that thing freaking out? Well, it's a good thing I did not do the base. A good thing I did not, yeah. Yeah, look how much HP that thing had. I mean, I think we could have, we could have beaten that, but I think we have to be max level for that, in my opinion. There are better weapons that you can still get in the game, so... Yeah, looking at the tech tree here, there's still way better weapons that we can get. So honestly, there's no point doing that. Unless you got a huge group of people that can do the fight. Because if somebody goes down during a fight, you can revive them. So I would not be doing that solo. I think that's something you have to do with your friends. So, yeah, those slabs, you have to bring in with your friends. So... And the reason why that you had to do those boss fights, that boss fight in particular, is it drops resources. Specifically, this thing called what's this thing called again? I have to look this up. This ancient civilization core. That thing is a thing that really is that is something that the game is gonna grind you on. So yeah. That's why I built this base here so that we can do these fights here. And obviously, I'm glad I'm not doing this. I'm glad I'm not doing this in. It's a good thing I did not do this in the base that I built. Everything would have been destroyed instantly with how much damage that thing was doing. I mean, obviously, if you have a base full of pals, you can prepare for 5 minutes, but. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be doing that solo. Nope. So, yeah, it's a good thing I did not build things too much here. So we're just gonna fast travel back to our normal base. It's a good thing I've been stacking up on resources, because honestly, there's no point, there's really no point in doing certain things in this game until you finally get better equipment. Because you will not survive if you don't have the right equipment. Well, it's one thing to level up, yes, but you need to get the tech that this game has to offer. And like you said, Rubzukin, it's a big time investment, so I'm not sure if this is something you wish to do personally, but I don't think you're missing much, honestly. It's a Pokemon-like game with elements borrowed from other games that that might entertain you. But if it doesn't click with you, you're not missing anything. But I can see why this game took off. It's basically just like a sort of a metaphorical middle finger to Nintendo in a way. Because I'm surprised that Nintendo actually went to court with the makers of this game. So that might be a precedent for other Pokemon-like games to come out, I guess. Yeah, this one expedition, I only got one. I mean, if I had the right pals with the appropriate power, I think I could have gotten more. But that's okay. I'm just stacking up on resources here. Yeah, so for example, this is the PAL Labor Research Lab, which is basically just a way to improve your grinding of resources. So it's something that I've been doing. I think obviously it's nowhere close to being done, but it's a work in progress. Yeah, I'm gonna these beautiful flowers. Holy crap! You need to get 30, 30, 30. So yeah, I need to get 90 of these beautiful flowers. Thankfully, we don't need any more of those later. So 90 beautiful flowers we gotta get. As for the pals that I have right now, I'm happy. The World Tree things is for later, but yeah. This large-scale electric egg incubator, well, we'll get that later. I mean, I know you can decorate your base building in this game, but I have it basically look pretty basic right now. Because the main thing is you have a base. That's it. There you go. We got polymer. A clean wall and door. So I don't know how much defensive value you would think the game would tell you how much HP or hitbox these foundations would give you, but no, it doesn't. Only these defenses actually give. Well, I don't think these defenses are any better either. Wall. There's a wooden defensive wall. There's a metal defensive wall. That's the best one, apparently, at level 30. But yeah, it's all about gathering resources in this game. This game also has the option of raids, but I turned those off. I think it's unnecessary. But yeah, it's all about, you know, grinding of resources and tech. And you can also carry your pals over to other worlds, but that's what this global pal box is for. But, again, I'm not really in a rush to do this. I've just been taking my time. I mean, obviously, this would go a lot faster if you are playing this game with other people, or other people come into your world to assist. But honestly, I'm not in a rush. Although I'm happy to note that I'm almost at the, I'm getting closer and closer to the level cap that this game has to offer. So yeah, I've been stacking up on resources, as you can clearly see here. Once you get the basics on what this game wants you to do on resources, it's not as bad. So yeah, there is the Sorolites that we just captured. And I basically grab the resources from my guild chest here, and I transfer them over to this other chest here because I'm just hogging up the resources here. Look at that, another 9,000 right there. And an ultra grappling gun. I use this, and look at the FPS go down when I do that. And all I do is slowly make my way over to this chest here and stack up on resources. That's it. Nothing special here that I'm doing, but I'm personally doing this to save the trouble for later. Also, I don't know if you can actually do a lot of running around like this on normal difficulty, but I do this just to save time. And is there anything else we have to grab here? 10,000, 5,000, 4,500. 4,500 there, 4,800. You know what? Just keep making more. Let's make another 600. Why not? We got plenty of these things going around. Yeah, I already got two bases, but the fourth one is for that raid. So, yeah. Now I just gotta tell these pals to do something different. We're gonna need more coal. Yeah, we got 2 coal quarries. So we don't need, we can slow down on ore. See, you do that, and you tell them to go get coal instead. And we don't need as much sulfur either, so I'll just tell them to do coal instead. There you go. You can also increase the day and night cycle under the world settings as well, but I think the default settings are fine as is at the moment. Oh yeah, and you walk this slow, but it's actually not that bad. Just close enough to put the resources you gather away. That's what I've been doing, mostly stacking up on resources. because trust me, you will need these later. So if you want to have a chance against some of the endgame content, well, you're gonna need better equipment. Getting the equipment in this game is a little bit more straightforward than Final Fantasy XIV. Just time consuming. That's it. That's 870. Ooh, 9,000 ore. Ooh, that's good. We don't need any more. That's it. Another 9,000 ore that we just gathered up. That's it. Again, just saving the trouble for later. It's gonna be a while before we get more coal, but it'll be fine. Yep, nothing special here, really. I'm just taking the whole stacking up on resources routine. And then you get to enjoy the content later. And we're going to... So, anything that's 9,999 here, we're going to put them into this chest here. Is there anything else here that's big? Oh, here we go. 9,000. Bring that there. And is there anything else? Here we go. More stone. Put that there. And I think we are... Oh, here we go. Another 9,999. Or put that there. Oh, yeah. We're getting this advanced chest filled up pretty quickly, aren't we? Okay. Let's build another chest then. Let's build another chest then. I'm pretty sure there's enough space, but yeah, we're in good shape so far. We're in good shape. We are in good shape. And yeah, these expedition timers are ridiculous. It starts off small, then it goes up to an hour. 2 hours? Wow, 2 hours. And I don't know if you can reduce that expedition time much either. Yeah. Yeah, some of the pals do look good, by the way. This game has a distinct art style to it, but it's fine. But anyway, I think that about wraps it up. That Mavaraba's video I told you about, I will get that video quickly put together soon. I think you'll find it amusing. But I gotta go here, folks. It's getting late, but hopefully we'll have some fun time with Mavaraba's tomorrow. So, I did fulfill the Final Fantasy XIV bit that I wanted to do finally. So I'm glad I got that out of the way today. Still glad to be playing that game. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Still glad to be here.